Taehyung and Jungkook have just attended J-Hope's grandmother's funeral, and what Taehyung did will make you not believe it. Jungkook was always by Taehyung's side in any situation. Taehyung was also close to J-Hope's grandmother. Korean media released photos from the funeral home, and J-Hope was there as well. Jungkook was seen wiping Taehyung's tears several times. Even at the funeral home, romantic moments between Taehyung and Jungkook could not be avoided. I only want to share what I know and what makes me happy. Please, to the haters, do not insult Taehyung and Jungkook, and let us respect each other. Watch the continuation of this video and don't miss it. Before we start, make sure you're ready to love this moments. Welcome to V Effect. Amid the atmosphere of grief that surrounded J-Hope's grandmother's funeral, a heartbreaking scene caught the world's attention when Taehyung, affectionately known as V, could no longer hold back the surge of his emotions. Standing before the final resting place of a figure deeply respected by his friend, Taehyung was seen lowering his head, his shoulders trembling violently as tears streamed endlessly down his cheeks. Deep sorrow was clearly reflected on his face, as if he were feeling every fragment of pain experienced by J-Hope during this suffocating moment of loss. Jungkook, who stood right beside him, immediately realized how shattered Taehyung felt at that moment. Without hesitation, he stepped closer to offer support. With a gentle yet protective motion, Jungkook wrapped his arm around Taehyung's shoulders, allowing the older member in their close-knit magne circle to rest his head on his shoulder. Jungkook's presence was not merely a formality, but a calm harbor amid the storm of grief overwhelming Taehyung's heart, which was known to be deeply sensitive when it came to family matters. This emotional moment instantly became the focus of ARMY around the world, who witnessed the sincerity of their relationship behind the dazzling lights of the entertainment stage. The sight of Taehyung sobbing while Jungkook held him tightly with affection served as a reminder to anyone watching that loss is something profoundly painful and deeply unpleasant. Through their expressions, the public could see how grief had broken down the defenses of a global star, leaving behind two souls quietly strengthening each other. Taehyung, known for having a heart as soft as silk, has often felt deeply connected to the emotions of those closest to him, especially when facing the death of a family member. Jungkook, witnessing this vulnerable side of Taehyung, felt his own heart touched even more deeply and sensed a stronger responsibility to protect the man he cared about. Every gentle pat Jungkook placed on Taehyung's back felt like a silent language saying that he would not allow Taehyung to face that pain alone, even in such a dark and heavy atmosphere. Because of Taehyung's behavior that revealed the tenderness of his heart during grief, Jungkook felt his affection for Taehyung grow even deeper. He saw how sincere Taehyung was in loving his family and friends, a quality that made Jungkook admire him even more and wish to remain by his side. The events at the funeral became a turning point where Jungkook realized that protecting Taehyung in his fragile state had become his highest priority. Even though this was a sorrowful moment filled with tears, the closeness between V and Jungkook still showed a unique and sincere warmth. Their affection did not appear excessive, but rather manifested through small, intimate gestures, such as when Jungkook gently wiped the tears from Taehyung's cheeks with his thumb. Jungkook's gaze never leaving Taehyung's face showed how deeply he cared and how determined he was to soothe the heart of his grieving friend. ARMY, who witnessed this interaction, felt both touched and comforted, realizing that even in the bitterness of loss, there was a sweet love binding the members of BTS together. The passing of J-Hope's grandmother left a large void in all their hearts, yet the closeness between Taehyung and Jungkook became a warmth that softened the atmosphere. They proved that grief does not always have to be faced with rigid strength, but can be endured through genuine expressions of care for one another. Each of Taehyung's sobs that slowly eased under Jungkook's embrace illustrated how powerful the presence of someone we love can be during difficult times. Jungkook remained steadfast at Taehyung's side, ensuring that no burden would feel too heavy as long as they carried it together. Their continued closeness even in mourning showed that love is the strongest force in healing wounds caused by deep loss. This story later spread widely as a symbol of brotherhood and true love that transcended their roles as groupmates in BTS. Taehyung, who bravely showed his tears in public, and Jungkook, who proudly stood as his protector, offered a valuable lesson about empathy. That in life, loss is indeed deeply painful, but having someone who loves us wholeheartedly is a blessing that makes the pain easier to bear. The final paragraph of this mourning narrative closed with the sight of the two of them walking side by side as they left the funeral area, their hands still intertwined. Though their eyes were swollen and their hearts still heavy, the affection shared between V and Jungkook offered new hope that tomorrow would be better. This moment of grief at J-Hope's grandmother's funeral would forever be remembered as proof of how Jungkook's care and commitment to protect Taehyung continued to grow. In the silence of the funeral, broken only by suppressed sobs, Jungkook gently pulled Taehyung closer, letting his warm breath brush against the older member's ear. In a very low voice, almost like a hum meant only for the two of them, Jungkook whispered softly, "Hyung, it's okay. Cry as much as you want, I'm here," he said while tightening his embrace. Those simple words instantly became an anchor for Taehyung, as if granting his overwhelmed heart permission to release its pain without fear of judgment. Taehyung, feeling his body grow weak, could only grip the edge of Jungkook's shirt, seeking strength from the steady heartbeat of the younger man beneath his black suit. Jungkook leaned closer again, whispering another soothing promise filled with sincerity. "I'm not going anywhere. I will protect you until this pain fades a little," he added in a tone so heartfelt that Taehyung slowly began to steady his breathing. Every word Jungkook whispered was not merely comfort, but like a mantra capable of breaking through the deepest walls of Taehyung's sorrow. In that intimate closeness, the outside world seemed to disappear. There were no global stars or public attention, only Jungkook trying to become a protector for Taehyung's fragile soul. Those gentle whispers became a bond of closeness amid the gray atmosphere, proving that the most meaningful communication often happens in the quietest voices. Feeling Jungkook's sincerity, Taehyung finally responded with a hoarse voice that was nearly gone. "Thank you, Kooka, don't let go of me yet," he pleaded vulnerably. Hearing this request, Jungkook's heart softened even more, stirring a powerful wave of affection that led him to place a brief kiss on Taehyung's temple as reassurance. This whispered moment amid sorrow became a witness to the depth of their bond, where simple words became medicine for even the deepest wounds of loss. However, behind the beauty of the bond they showed, there were still a handful of harsh voices from critics who struggled to accept the closeness they displayed. It is truly unfortunate when sacred moments such as paying final respects and offering sincere emotional support are tainted by insults or prejudice. The world should learn to respect one another, because what Taehyung and Jungkook showed was the highest form of humanity, being present and loving wholeheartedly when someone is at their lowest point. For those who truly love Taehyung and Jungkook, seeing them support each other became a powerful source of encouragement in daily life. Their courage to remain caring and affectionate, even in grief, gave strength to many people, showing that true love does exist. There is no reason to mock relationships built on sincerity, because their story of love and brotherhood, known across the world, is something beautiful, inspiring, and worthy of being protected. Loss is never pleasant, but the way Jungkook held Taehyung seemed to teach us that with respect and compassion, even the heaviest burdens can feel lighter. Let us stop spreading hatred and begin appreciating their deeply human emotional journey. Because in the end, the spirit they spread through sincere love is far stronger than the harsh words of those who fail to understand the meaning of true devotion. Leave your positive comments here. The best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts.